Hey everyone, so I wanted to quickly build this, record this video so that I could show you guys how to jump into becoming a verifier and getting busy quickly learning the app and making a little bit of pocket money as you go, along with some long-term IP asset. So here we are on the Verifier radar page. As you can see, there's a few verifications that are queued up here right now. Of course, you have your B, which is your base camp, your R, which is your referral code, and the logo here in the corner that I'm going to tap now, which goes to your dashboard. What I want to focus on is the crosshairs button here. I'm going to tap that now, and this is the bounties board. It doesn't cost you any money to join as a verifier. You can load up the app. You can start looking at this. It doesn't cost you anything but a little bit of time. And then you can go to this bounties board and you can start scrolling through our newswire. And our newswire is going to have stories that come off the local newswire for the London and region. And you can choose one of these bounties, and the prices are different. $33 is a basic. If we focus here on this one, London Humane Society prepares for up to 20 wildfire displaced dogs. Ryan is saying that you could license this as a broadcast for 120, and a data license might be 330. So if you do this job, if you propose it and HQ okays it, and then it goes out to the radar, you'll get a 60-minute head start because you proposed it before any of the other verifiers, and you can claim the job there. You'll get $33, which isn't a huge amount of money, but you will also get a 50% residual off of any kind of licensing that happens later on. So the broadcast license is 120. You'd get $60. If a data license, then you get your 115 or 165. So that's how it works. And these are non-exclusive licenses. So if someone wants that clip in 6 months and 6 years, it's always sitting there on the exchange ready to be licensed. And if they decide to license it, then your 50-50 share will come through into your Stripe account. And so that's how it becomes long-lasting revenue. And like I said, you can do this right off the hop. You don't have to wait. The only real question mark is if you propose it, will HQ okay it? And since I'm HQ right now, I'll tell you that I'm trying to get the ball rolling, and I'm trying to help verifiers understand and learn how to do verifications. So I'm happy to okay as many of these as I can afford. So propose it, and I'll okay it. You go out, learn the craft. Being a verifier is a discipline. It's about collecting high entropy data. It's not about collecting reams of B-roll. It's not about filling up a truth packet. It's about high entropy, which means complex data. If you choose, and I would certainly recommend this, if you say you are an insider and you have a way of getting great tips on great stories that may have higher value, you can actually submit a tip, but you need to be a pro subscriber for that. So that's a monthly cost, but if you're a pro subscriber, you can start doing solo jobs. You can submit bounty tips, and those could be news stories, as you can see here, or they can be creative missions, which creative missions think you're doing something creatively for primarily data licensing purposes. So the kinds of things that would help train AI agents, and there's a lot of money in that right now. So certainly it's worth looking at that. But in this case as well, if you submit it, if you got an inside track, if you got a great idea, you can submit the bounty tip. HQ will approve it potentially, and then you'll get your 60-minute head start to claim it, and then you go do it, and that is on your account.
Remember that data licensing is a strange animal compared to broadcast. Even if your content is not going to hit CTV news, the fact that you are doing it Um, AI model training is about high entropy and complexity, as mentioned. And what that is you. That's your character. That's your quirkiness. That's your content out there that can train AI models. An AI model is a predictor. It predicts what the next word will be. The next word will be. So the harder to predict you are, the better it is for training AI. So whatever you're doing out there, be yourself, be spontaneous, be an improviser. Talk to talk to people there. If you're doing interviews, of course, remember the golden rule to get permission. Just simply ask them first, do you give me permission to license this interview, and get them to say yes, and then get started. But those kinds of time locked, GPS locked, verified interviews are gold, and spontaneous conversations about things that are happening in the community, absolute gold. So get the B-roll, get a few shots here and there. It doesn't have to be the full gigabyte. I encourage it not to be. What you need to lock in the good stuff and do your best, and you might be surprised where the value is in terms of data licensing. So don't be worried about doing the amazing job. You'll learn as you go. So just grab a bounty and run with it, and learn the app.
Hopefully, you'll see this as a pretty fair deal. There's a chance that no one will ever license your proposed idea, your tip. But HQ is still going to pay you, whether it's $12 or $33 or more or less. We're going to put skin in the game so that you got a little bit of money to do the job and take the risk that it may or may not ever get licensed, depending on what it is. So that's the deal. If you think that this idea is so amazing and you want to own it outright, then the approach would be to go solo mode. And in solo mode, you act as the client. And in this case, you would output the wholesale cost of a verification, and you own the IP outright. You own it in entirety. If it licenses on the exchange, you get 80% of the licensing fees. You have a lot more options. You can set an exclusive buyout price. So there is, when you're the client, you have more options in the IP ownership field. When you're doing a bounty, then the bounty has this set of rules. And this set of rules is basically a set of rules that um, um, it makes it fair. And I think that it's a pretty good deal to get paid for a speculative job on a IP asset that may never license, or it maybe you get out there and you collect gold, and you essentially got paid to create an asset that pays you revenue for the rest of your life. It's a whole paradigm shift of the media landscape. I hope you'll jump in, learn the system, take advantage of it. We're all really excited to bring it to you.